Good evening. It's 6 o'clock on Tuesday, June 7th, 2017. Welcome and thank you for joining us tonight for the English edition of Ora News, where we bring you today's top stories, translated into English every weeknight. With only 5 days having passed since the establishment of the task force for the monitoring of the behavior of public administration employees, 21 dismissals are counted so far. 21 public administration employees were dismissed because of their participation in the electoral campaign, and they have also filed a lawsuit against the 21 officials. The 13 of the dismissed are from the Socialist Movement for Integration, with 8 from the Socialist Party. As the prosecution has launched an investigation into the dismissed officials, they've also reacted to their dismissal. First, the Director of Posts filed a lawsuit to the prosecution against the Minister of Economy for his dismissal. Meanwhile, the state police have ordered the operational forces to monitor the public officials who violate the law. Sources within the state police told an Ora News journalist that the public administration employees are being monitored in order to see whether the officials use their post for any political or electoral activity. The Italian ambassador, Alberto Cutillo, commented today on the agreement reached between the political parties, considering it to be a proof of maturity. The Italian ambassador asks that the electoral process be regular, as according to him, it is really important that the integration path, saying, "The fact that the parties reached an agreement is very important, and it is proof of maturity. This is a good sign for the elections. Vote buying is dire, and I believe that the Albanian citizens will understand the importance of their vote and will not make the mistake of selling their votes. The international presence will help with monitoring of elections. A correct behavior will be a positive signal for Albania's integration into the European Union." The ambassador added that vetting should be finalized by September, as the European Union is ready to continue with the initiated process, stating, "The parties should accelerate and continue the process selection of members for vetting commissions. This would be a positive signal, after which vetting would be finalized by September. The European Union and the other countries are ready. We hope that Albania is also ready by September." Ambassador Cutillo continued, saying how he thinks that the continuation of reforms is a necessity. "I think that all political parties are engaged for the reforms. The election result will determine which party will govern the country. I do not know whether the government will be ready by 2 big political parties, but I am sure that whichever wins the elections, I will continue with the reforms. The judicial reform is the most important. Albania's new journey toward EU would stop without it. I think no political party would take the responsibility of blocking Albania's path toward the European Union," declared the Italian ambassador. It seems that the realization of elections with standards will be the crucial point that will open the green light for Albania for its membership in the European Union. Today, the Democratic Party chairman, Lulzim Basha, held a meeting with residents of Administrative Unit Number 8 in Tehran, calling on them to abandon the Socialist Party and the Socialist Movement for Integration, considering them to be parties of bargainers. The DP chairman invited the Albanian citizens to join the Democratic Party, promising that he will be at their service when he becomes prime minister, saying, "Join me, because when I will be the prime minister of the common people, of your problems, and offering solutions to you. Return the power to yourself and to your children. Take Tirana under your control, and I promise I will spend every minute of my life as prime minister to serve you and fulfill all the promises I have made." Mr. Basha added that June 25th will be the day when the majority will give accounts for the promises it did not keep. June 25th is the day of accountability for 300,000 jobs he offered, but he never opened. For the taxes he increased, for energy prices he increased, for the collapsed health system, and for hundreds of promises he made when he received the citizens' vote and abandoned them. This is the reason he does not accept a public debate, declared the DP chairman. A day after being criticized by the DP chairman that he cannot go north except to Dibur, the Prime Minister opened the electoral campaign in Tropoje today. The Prime Minister invited the citizens to vote for the Socialist Party to get a second mandate on June 25th, stating, "We want to govern the country alone, without holding other parties in our lap. I do not want more power for me, because if I wanted so, I would have left the DP chairman protesting at the tent. We would be waiting for June 25th, and we'd have the biggest power a party has ever had in pluralism. But we are not asking for more power for you." The Prime Minister asked the citizens not to vote for the small parties, as in this case, their votes would be wasted, also asking for Tropoje citizens to vote for the Socialist Party, adding that he fully understands them for having the former Democratic Party chairman in their hearts. He made a comparison between him and the former Prime Minister, Sali Berisha, saying that he is like Real Madrid, while Berisha is like the Cuca's team. To Tropoja, I and Sali Berisha are like Real Madrid and Cuca's teams. Cuca's is not a bad team, but it cannot be compared with Real, declared the Prime Minister. The Socialist Movement for Integration has issued some strong accusations against Prime Minister Rama. Referring to yesterday's meeting in Berat, the SMI MP Silva Caka accused the Prime Minister of being afraid of free votes and that he removed some honorable ladies of the Socialist Party in order to replace them with some young ladies. According to the SMI, the Prime Minister is planning to buy votes in Berat and that he is ordering the police to invent arrests with the only aim being to hit the Socialist Movement for Integration. The SMI MP spoke harshly against the Prime Minister, accusing him of transforming the Renaissance into the biggest drugs enterprise in Europe, saying, his biggest problem is that he is terrified of free elections. He made all the efforts to destroy the opposition and to manipulate elections by using police segments connected to drug criminal groups. He turned the Renaissance into the biggest drugs enterprise in Europe. Yesterday's shameful invention in Berat, in cooperation with police criminal groups, was a failed effort to intimidate the SMI, and he's the chief who is planning to buy votes by using any means of his power. Rama is in panic by the support the SMI has in Berat and all around Albania. He is in panic by the implementation of vetting. The chairman of the Libre Party, Blushi, has declared he will continue with the electoral campaign, asking for the citizens to vote on June 25th. According to Mr. Blushi, the old corrupt politics should be removed and that the old parties have created a monopoly by not allowing television stations to broadcast the electoral campaign of the Libre Party. Mr. Blushi, asking the citizens to vote for this new party, had this to say. Televisions have blocked the Libre Party. Albanian people should know that the old parties have created a monopoly on television. Since the first day of the campaign, the Renaissance was on Albanian televisions for 53 hours, with the Democratic Party for 39 hours. Imagine seeing for 2 days in a row Rama, Lulzim Basha, or Sali Berisha. Do you know how long the Libre Party has been on television? For 27 minutes. We will defeat them by going door to door to convince the Albanian citizens that this is another reason to remove the corrupt old parties that have blocked Albania on June 25th. Libre Party is the only opportunity to select. It is the moral vote of Albania. The chairman of the New Democratic Spirit, Bamir Topi, opened the electoral campaign in the city of Elbasan. During his speech held before his party supporters, Mr. Topi said political corruption and vote buying is being installed with the agreement reached between the Prime Minister and the Democratic Party chairman. Calling on Elbasan residents to vote for the New Democratic Spirit in order to try a new model, said, "Corruption is Albania starts on election day. Political corruption establishes parliament based on corruption and vote buying." During his meeting in Elbasan, the chairman of the New Democratic Spirit presented his party candidates in this area. The Party for Justice, Integration and Unity held an electoral meeting today with the residents of Administrative Unit Number 8. The PGIU MP Masila Doda was present at the meeting. She told the residents that the businesses should be supported in order to open more jobs, saying, "Unemployment and economy are two important things. Our economy will never breathe if state does not diminish and if state does not take its primary role in employment, in increasing the level of life and increasing the salaries." The PGIU MP Doda asked that the politicians to control what they say and explain the reasons why she abandoned the Democratic Party. The Party for Justice, Integration and Unity is a party that has causes, said MP Doda, adding that the state should intervene less to investors in order to offer more freedom to businesses. That's all for our English edition this evening. Please join us again, Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. for your local news in English. My name is Cosmo K, and on behalf of War News, thank you and good night.